Yeah, let me look. I hope it's only one Debbie. I hope there's only one Debbie.
Oh.
You in?
You like select.
Yep, getting there. In a second.
Oh,
You can?
mhm.
Okay, great. Thank you.
We'll go in with our video on and then mute it until she goes on. This is like 15.
So you're both co-hosts. I'll do Debbie too, just in case.
13.
Hold on, don't do anything.
I will.
Okay. Okay, so now let's get the PowerPoint.
Did you know that? Wait till we get more people.
So how do I get?
You start sharing the screen.
I know, but I can't see them. Oh, I'm sharing the PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can start sharing.
Yep. Share.
Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the One of a Kind Spring Show webinar. We are expecting a few more people to join us, so I'm just going to give it a few minutes and then we'll get started.
Why does this keep ringing? It's okay, Zoe. Zoe, come here. I can't come there.
Okay, I think we'll get started. We have the bulk of the group we're expecting has joined us now. And I just, again, want to thank everyone for being here. This is so important that you come together. I know everyone's busy creating things, but take the time out to come together and make sure you have all your questions answered and have everything kind of thought through before you get here and start getting into the craziness of move-in. So let's get started. So I'd love to start out by introducing our team. I'm Kathleen Hogan. I'm the director of the show. And we have, go ahead, Marie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marie. I'm the Artist Relations Coordinator.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jordan Messenger, and I'm the Marketing Manager.
Hi, my name is Debbie. I'm the Client Solutions Manager.
Great. And a couple people listed here as well. Lisa Simonian is our Vice President and Head of Trade Shows. You'll see her on the show floor, as well as many of you have worked with Camille Navarro, who handles all the financials for the show. And then on site, Robert Scott will be leading the exhibitor services, and he'll be at the desk to help you with your on-site needs. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what to expect. We've been pretty good over the past years for making sure this gets done in about an hour, but we do want to make sure that everything gets answered. We'll talk about registration and your artist profile, some of the pre-show things that are really essential. We'll walk through move-in, setup, tear down, some tips and ideas for booth design. And then we have a final checklist just to make sure we have all our ducks in a row. And then we'll leave room at the end for any questions you may have. You're also welcome to enter anything into the chat that's urgent, but chances are we will cover it throughout the presentation, but feel free. Okay, before we get started, I do want to show you a video of some of the artists, and sometimes I think it's really helpful to hear from the artists and their experience at the show. And so we're gonna take a minute and do that now.
So with spring, it's just like this flourishing emergence from the winter. Like, oh, let's get colorful. You're going on, you know, spring break, or the summer's coming. You can wear this at the pool, and so it's just a really neat way to have that like human connection instead of behind the computer screen on the website for sales that like help people get ready. It's almost like styling them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this like experience that you're helping them get ready for like the next part of the year to enjoy.
It's so well attended, and there's a lot to see.
And there's just so much incredible art, incredible artists of all types. And that's what I love about it. I love that you can walk literally in 10 feet. You can see amazing sculptures and crafts, amazing, hopefully, photography.
There's so much available now. I mean, you can buy everything from baby gifts and toddler gifts up to, you know, really nice expensive jewelry pieces for your wife or your mother or whatever. Like, so it's just, the gamut is there. So yes.
They started doing the art gallery several years ago, and I sold a couple pieces out of that, which is really, really nice. It's a good showcase, and it really, it's a good sampling of all the fine artists that are in the show. And you know, over the years, a lot of those folks are my friends. We've been doing that show and other shows. We bump into each other, and I really appreciate the quality of the artists that are in the show. That it kind of it raises all in the public's eye to be associated with the show, and seen together. You know?
And that's what's neat about One of a Kind is you bring together 500 artists, I think it is, from all over the world who display their work. And so it's been an honor to be a part of it.
Really think about how they can merchandise those pieces that would be easy and make great gifts and still really represent their line. Read every email. That is a huge like plus. Like read every email and follow the timelines. And if you don't understand something, for sure reach out.
And what's amazing about One of a Kind is the number of people y'all bring through the door is incredible. The thousands of people who come into the door. And what's even better is the people who come in the door are looking for art. They're art lovers. They're looking to buy art. They're looking to enjoy art. So it's a really unique opportunity within a short amount of time to reach thousands of people that you can't reach otherwise.
Okay, great. I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's, like I said, so important to hear what artists themselves love about the show, what's important, tips from them. And those artists are both some that have been doing the show for years and some that are new to the show. So it really gives you a good idea from any perspective. So, you know, we've sent a lot of information, but there's just two really main items that are important in when you're preparing for the show. The first is Exhibitor Central, and Exhibitor Central is located right through our One of a Kind show website. And you can see on this slide what that looks like when you get into it. But you'll go to Exhibit, and then under Exhibit, you'll click on Exhibitor Central, and it'll bring you to this page, which literally has everything that you need to know for the show. And then in addition to Exhibitor Central, we've kind of consolidated all of our communication to just a monthly newsletter. So between those two, Exhibitor Central and our monthly newsletter, you really should have everything you need. We hold off on additional emails really only for major necessities that we want to get to you. But for the most part, if you can just keep an eye on those two items and really know them in and out, use them as your resources, you'll be in good shape. So just some basic things about the show. Here's the show hours. The show starts on Friday, April 26th, and goes through Sunday, April 28th. The show hours are 10 to 7 on Friday and Saturday, and then 10 to 5 on Sunday. And every day of the show and leading up to the show, the move-in, artists have access to the show floor at 8 a.m. to tweak their booth and replenish if needed. And then also prior to the show, you're going to want to make sure you register, and you can do that again through Exhibitor Central. You'll hear us say that over and over again, but it's all there. Register you and your staff through our registration link on Exhibitor Central. Once you come into the building, by pre-registering, it'll make it much faster. Once you come into the building, go to get your badging and in the main lobby. And there you'll also receive a welcome packet with your badge, and they'll guide you up to the show floor from there. The other really important item is to make sure that you complete your online artist profile. This is where we house all of the artists in the show on our website, and it allows you to go in and customize it. You can see the image here would be the main image of a profile. It has a picture typically of the artist, and then 4 images of your work underneath that, and a description. It talks about your category medium, your city and state, and then your booth number once they've been assigned. So it really has everything needed for our attendees to find you, our attendees to pre-shop the show. And it's part of the promotion and part of your booth package. So we really encourage you to fill that out completely and do it soon, because we have attendees that are already on there. There's an option there that we've added in the last couple of years, which is an online shopping feature. So that is something that during the show, if you enable it, if you let us know that that's something you're interested in, you can enable it so that during the show, attendees can, after they leave the show or post-show, they can go to the website and click on an online shopping feature on your profile, which can take them directly to your website to purchase items. So it really is an additional connection for those attendees to buy from you. So again, go ahead to your artist profile. I would suggest go this week or go and update things throughout the show and throughout your time. We do leave those profiles up well after the show, so there can be a lot of post-show shopping from there as well. I'm going to pass it to Jordan, who's going to walk you through some of the marketing resources we have.
All right, everyone. So a couple of things to note here. The first thing is that on Exhibitor Central, you can find a variety of artist web banners, as well as shareable social media graphics that are just basic branded graphics with the show dates, information, logo, things like that, that can promote on your own socials, as well as use the banners on your websites. Additionally, Heron is our PR partner. So if they reach out to you for anything, please be sure to respond in a timely manner because it is likely that they are reaching out to you for media opportunities. The artist Facebook group is where you guys can go to connect with one another and to ask questions. Many of our veteran artists are on there. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them on there, as well as ask us. Comp tickets, you guys should have all received your unique comp code that you can send out to your customers where they can go to get free tickets online. In addition to the digital comp code, we have the postcards, the physical postcards that you can hand out to your customers as well. In terms of promoting yourself, be sure to utilize your social medias and use the hashtag OOAKChicago, as well as tag us at OOAKChicago, so that we're notified of everything that you're sharing regarding the show. And in the few days leading up to, as well as during, we will often repost many of the things that you tag us in. So be sure to tag us and follow us. We also have a social media guide on Exhibitor Central that has some just suggested copy that you can use on your socials leading up to as well. So feel free to check that out. A few additional things. We have the Fine Art Gallery. We are still accepting applications. If you are interested in displaying a piece in there, please feel free to apply. That application can be found on Exhibitor Central, as well as the next newsletter, the March newsletter, which will be going out tomorrow. Another program that we have is the Patrons Choice Program. So patrons will vote for their favorite booth, and the top 3 booths that are selected will receive money off their booth for next spring. So be sure to really, make sure that your booths look nice. And yes, so additionally, the artist interview form, which has been sent out in the previous newsletters and also posted on the artist Facebook page. This form it has a variety of questions about your medium, about your creative process, about your business name. It just gives me a little bit more insight about you and your work. And that information there is often used for our blogs, our gift guide, and for various social media opportunities. So please fill that out if you have not already. The deadline to submit is April 1st. And then lastly, the Gauge Collective is a social partner of ours, a social media partner of ours. So if they reach out to you regarding any marketing or media opportunities, please respond to them as well. All right, now we're going to talk about move-in procedure. So there's 2 days of move-in. It's going to be the Wednesday, April 24th, and Thursday, April 25th, before the weekend of the show. The loading dock is open from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. both days. But you, as an artist, once you are on the show floor and at your booth, you have from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Wednesday to set up, and 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Thursday to set up. Please complete the move-in survey for your estimated arrival time. Just helps us out a little bit. And that form can also be found on Exhibitor Central. And please note that you will not be permitted to come in and set up your booth on Friday morning. So you really want to be sure to have everything done that Wednesday and Thursday before. If you are shipping items to the mart that you're wanting to meet them here, please make sure that you label all of your boxes and all of your packages with the 7 booth number. The 7 is so they know to bring it to the 7th floor, which is where the show is, and then your booth number as well as your full name. And you're going to want to ship that to the mart address, which can be found on Google. All of your items must arrive that Wednesday and Thursday before. Next, if you are coming in via plane and you're not driving up through the dock, you are permitted to hand carry items through the freight elevators, but please note that dollies are not allowed when transporting your work. And here is a bit of a graphic for you to use. So that bottom straight line is going to be your product. You can see that it's going directly from the dock to your booth. And then the lines up top are going to be yourself. So you will come to the dock and then the dock guys will unload your vehicle, pack everything up, and then you will go park your car, go to registration to pick up your artist badge and your welcome packet, and then go up to your booth and your product will be there ready for you to go and start setting up. A few loading dock reminders is drayage is included in your booth fee, so there's no additional fee for that. Make sure to label all of your packages with your name and booth number. Consolidate your belongings as best you can, as packaging is not provided, and any packages over 2,000 pounds will have an overage fee. And now I will pass it on to Marie.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about parking. So we partner with Spot Hero to find discounted parking around the mart for standard and large vehicles. Again, like usual, this information is located on Exhibitor Central. So I'm now going to talk about booth details. So prior to the show, the whole floor and all your booths will be vacuumed the night before the show opens. You can order a chair and a wastebasket. This must be requested pre-show through the ordering portal that you guys all have access to, and it's complimentary, so that will be in your booth if you pre-order that. Again, like Jordan said, drayage, which is the moving your work to and from your vehicle, is included with your booth fee, so that's no charge. Flooring, there's light gray carpeting throughout the whole show floor. You're definitely welcome to bring any carpeting that you want for your booth. Lighting, there's 4 floodlights that are included with your booth and regular fluorescent lighting. Signage, your booth comes with a standard blade sign that has your booth name, your city and state, and the booth number. If you would like to request a schematic drawing of your specific booth, we can get that for you. You just need to fill out that form there, and it's also on Exhibitor Central. So a little bit about the floor plan. Cafes and bars are located throughout the show. Customers will enter through the elevators along the 6,000 row. There's a fine art gallery in the center, and then we'll show the floor plan here. So you'll be able to see the patio cafe that's located in the center. There's the fine art gallery on the right. And then all the accessible storage is on the other side of the show. And you'll see where the show office is, the mother's room, coat check, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I would make sure you know where your booth is on this floor plan, and this is located on Exhibitor Central as well. So now I'm going to go into more details about your booth. So the walls are painted white. You cannot paint it yourself. If you wanted to do a paper covering, you can order that through the ordering portal. You may nail and screw into the walls, but there's no need to patch any small nail holes after the show. Power tools are not permitted, and please try and avoid any decals or wall hangings that will damage or peel off any of the paint. Please note that the walls are about 1 inch thick. Each nail will hold approximately 30 pounds. You can, nail in shelves or anything you need for any display. Just as a reminder, an inline booth has 3 walls and a corner booth has 2 walls. So now I'm going to talk about the lighting and electric. So like I said, you will receive 4 floodlights that are included with your booth fee. Any outside lights should not be attached to the tracks. If you want to bring more lights, then you can order that or have it approved through our on-site operations team. You do receive a standard duplex outlet, which is included with your booth fee. It's 150 watts. You can bring any, lamps, or you want to bring your phone charger or plug in any of your things to get sales. You can do that as well. You also can receive a 15-minute lighting adjustment, so you can change those floodlights. That can, you can do that on the on-site as well. It's free of charge. So now I'm going to talk about signage. A noticeable sign or product photography will help customers find you in a crowd, so really try and stand out. Create a sense of discovery in your booth, make it welcoming so people can walk around and see everything. You can bring a short story with a bio and kind of explain your process, the artwork, maybe have some sample materials for the customers as well. So a couple of examples of pictures. So this is a double booth, so you can see how she utilized all of the walls, and she has her tables and all of her products. You can easily walk around. It's not crowded. She's utilizing her pillar in her booth, which is great. And then the next one is also a booth that is a 10 by 10 corner booth. This is very clean, very welcoming. There's tables. There's a place for people to walk through and not feel crowded. She utilizes her walls. And then also that paper covering. So you can see that she has that dark gray on one of her walls. You can order this paper covering through the ordering portal pre-show, and they can put it on your booth when you get there. So you can see how she used her decal and put it on the paper covering, which is great. It's really eye-catching and really pulls her booth all together. And then we have another image for you. This is a 10 by 10 inline booth, which is a standard booth, which is great. She uses all those wall hangings to show, her product, and it's really well organized and welcoming, which is great. And now I'm going to pass it on to Kathleen to talk about the gourmet market.
Great, thank you. So for some of you who are on the call might have a gourmet booth. They're slightly different setup. They're 5 by 20s. So that includes 4 floodlights. We include the signage. A lot of the questions from our gourmet artists are about replenishing. You can have a storage space on the show floor, and we highly recommend it. If need be, if you have very fresh things or things that, must be replenished each day, you are allowed to bring those through the dock throughout the show. And then sampling is certainly allowed and encouraged. And then here's a picture of how one of our gourmet artists kind of spreads out and utilizes that space. Again, using signage of their own. I would assume that they have, additional product under those tables. So again, using different layers to catch people's eye, and then bringing in their own shelving, having things very accessible. This is another one of our gourmet artists. We get a lot of questions about lighting. So while we provide some lighting, they've, asked and were approved to have, additional lighting that adds kind of a fun feel and attraction to their space. And Marie's going to talk a little bit more about the emerging market.
Okay, so the emerging market, the booths are approximately 50 square feet. They're roughly 5 by 10, so that's 5 feet deep and 10 feet long. This area is set up market style, so there's one back wall and no dividing side walls. You can feel free to utilize this back wall any way you want. The back wall is approximately 8 feet high. You can attach shelves, artwork. Again, you can nail into this wall. You receive 3 floodlights and signage, which is included. And again, you're not allowed to bring sidewalls because this is a market style and it blocks off other vendors. So we want to make sure that this is an open and market style, environment. So I have a couple pictures as well on these next couple slides to kind of show some examples of different emerging booths. You could see how this artist utilized this area. They put their artwork on the back wall and had some, artwork samples on the table and some seating, which is great. And then this next artist as well utilized her back wall and then also had some prints, and so people can actually look through her work. She has a table and it's really easy and it looks great and clean. And this next one kind of shows the area, two or three booths next to each other, so you can kind of get a good idea of the space. It is taped off, the 5x10 space, so you can see how these artists kind of utilize their own space. They had tables and chairs, and make it look their own with their 50 square feet. So I'm going to pass it on to Deb to talk about the ordering portal.
Hi, so you should have received an email that would have come from Trade Show Operations, and this would have your password to access Boomer, which is the online ordering portal that we use. If you have already exhibited with us and you've already used the system, then you can always use your the same password that you've used prior. On this portal, you are able to order booth services. You're able to schedule labor, such as a carpenter to help you install anything, an electrician if you need assistance installing any additional lights, if you need to hire a material handler for assistance in unpacking or repacking during move out. Like Marie said earlier, the booth will be vacuumed complimentary the night before the first day of the show. So it'll be vacuumed Thursday night before Friday opening after move-in is complete. If you do need your booth vacuumed after that, there will be a charge, and you can order that as well through the portal. In addition to the complimentary chair and wastebasket, we also offer some basic tables, some racks or shelvings to, if you need to display anything on those, or if you wanted to order additional chairs beyond the one that is complimentary. If you do have any questions about any of the ordering, then Trade Show Operations would be the correct email to ask any questions to. And they also have that link there for the ordering portal, and you can also find that in the Exhibitor Central. There are two types of storage offered. There's accessible storage and inaccessible storage. For accessible storage, there are 5x5 spaces that is dedicated to you. You can access that anytime throughout the show, and that would be ideal for storing any inventory for replenishment. The inaccessible storage is included with your booth. There's no additional charge for that. There are empty stickers that you can get at the service desk, which is on the 7th floor, that you will use to label your empty boxes. Once you are finished setting up and you're ready for those empty boxes to be taken, you'll just go and get your stickers. Make sure you label them with your booth number and artist name. And at the end of the show, they'll bring them back out to you. We have a link here with the sign up form where you can access the accessible storage. It's also there on Exhibitor Central. The accessible storage is available on the show floor, and it needs to be reserved before you arrive. If you have larger items that you need help bringing to and from your booth, to and from accessible storage, we do have people that can help you with that, and there's no charge for that either. And as far as inaccessible storage, That would be your empty packing boxes and anything you do not need for the show. It will be picked up after you're completed with your setup. Once it's labeled, you just kind of like push it out into the aisle. Once it's like ready to go, they'll be going around pretty frequently, making sure that those are cleared off. And then they'll be returned to you at the end of the show, beginning at right when the show breaks. They'll start distributing those empties. Just another reminder, you really need to remember to label them with your booth number and booth name on that empty sticker. And also, these boxes are not going to be available throughout the show. So just as a reminder, don't put anything valuable in it. Don't put anything that you're going to need access to, because once it's stored away, we will not be able to access it again. So if there's anything that you're going to need access to, purchase a accessible storage. If there's anything that you will not need throughout the show, it can be stored away, and you'll get it back once the show is over.
All right, so as I mentioned earlier, you should have received comp tickets, your personal comp code that was emailed out to you. It has a max of 100 uses, but if you need to up that maximum usage, please let us know and we can do that. And then spring posted postcard tickets, printed, are still available. If you want to order them, feel free to do so. The link is on Exhibitor Central Oregon in the newsletter, which will be going out tomorrow. We have a few pre-show artist amenities for you.
Yeah, so there will be a pre-show artist host. You could join us after setup on Thursday to connect with other artists and win prizes. We have a raffle that will be giving out some prizes. So you got to be there. You should be there for that. There is a pre-show food ordering app. So we have Foodstuffs, which is our catering team that we have during the show. So you can pre-order your food before move-in, and then it'll be ready for you when you get there. And then you always get 10% off of all the cafes there as well. There is a artist lounge located on the show floor for, we'll have water there and you can relax and take a break, especially if you have staff with you, which is also important. And then the artist coat check is located in there as well. We will also have some change available if needed that can be found in the show office. Some other additional info, wireless internet is provided. And then we also have a central cashier program, which is an optional service used primarily by Canadian exhibitors or anyone out of the country that needs assistance. FedEx is also located on the second floor of the Mart if you need any assistance with shipping. We will also have a shipper on site during move out that can help you with, again, any shipping needs. If you sold something large that you need shipping help with, we do have someone on site that can help assist you with that. Some large sold items, again, furniture, paintings, etc., that need to be removed through the dock can be arranged at that service desk. So end of show, the teardown begins at 5 p.m. on Sunday. The dismantle and loadout hours are Sunday, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Monday, and then you can also move out on Monday morning, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. You will be charged a fee if you tear down before 5 p.m. on Sunday, so make sure you wait till 5 p.m. The loading of personally owned vehicles will begin upon the completion of the return of the empty boxes, so please keep aware of that. And then Deb is going to talk about move out to kind of give a little bit more information on that.
So you'll be receiving an email with pre-show, with move out details in a few weeks. This will give you an opportunity to pre-select the time frame in which you will be loaded out. the empty boxes that are in inaccessible storage will be automatically delivered to you right at the close of the show. And your accessible item storage items you are able to pick up, or you can make arrangements for that to be brought back to you. Based on which group number you select for your move out group, when it's your turn to move out, once you're moved out and ready, you'll be able to, the union workers will come, pack up your stuff, and then you'll have an opportunity to go get your car. So prior to the show, you will already know what bucket of time you'll be moving out in. You'll be able to select based on groups. They're in half-hour increments. So you'll have an opportunity to know that if your group isn't moving out until later, you'll know if you can leave the floor, go get something to eat while you're waiting. Because as you know, we have quite a few people to move out in one night, and we need to get to everyone in one night.
Okay, great. Thanks, Deb. So we're getting through quickly, and we can now talk about a little bit about post-show and how all the things and the leads that you've collected at the show, you'll want to make sure that you follow up with. We're expecting about 30 or 35,000 to the show this year. So take that opportunity to capture every lead you possibly can, and then continue, promoting yourself after the show. We will be sending a post-show survey. So we'd love for you to fill that out. You can expect to get that right after the show. Let us know what you think, what we can change, what we can improve. We've made lots of changes in the show that you will see in just a few weeks based on what our artists have shared with us in that information. And then make sure that you file your sales tax form, which will be in several different places. We'll have it in, it's online, Exhibitor Services. It's also will be in your welcome packet. We'll have extras at the Exhibitor Services desk or in the sales office. So happy to send that to you, or even post-show, just shoot us an email. We'll get that to you. And then, certainly save the date for next spring. We will be offering artists that are in this show the opportunity to re-sign for the next show. So you'll receive an email on the Friday of the show that will give you that opportunity to take advantage of, not having to go through the jury process again, and then also receiving some returning artist benefits, including a discount on your booth for the next year. And I think that brings us to the final checklist. So just again, we can't reiterate enough to please update your artist profile, make sure that you are promoting yourself before the show. Send out those comp tickets. Attendees love to receive them specifically from our artists. It's the only way that they can get complimentary tickets is through you all. So it's really a treat when you can, invite your clients to come and at no cost to them. Review Exhibitor Central. Go through that at least one time from beginning to end, but I'm sure you'll be accessing it multiple times. The shipping label information, what's included in your booth fee, registering. You want to register, pre-show to make it easier. Any of those details, they're going to be on there. Plan your booth layout. That's so helpful, and it's something that sometimes I think artists get really used to the way that they typically lay their booth out. But you really have to think through that we have these hard walls, which is such a unique feature. So how are you going to work in that space? Utilize those walls. You can hang on them. So it might make you rethink things that you'll need to bring. Maybe you don't need to bring shelving because you can hang things on these walls or utilize that. It's, how will you want the lighting arranged? Again, that's a complimentary offer, is to have those the light adjusted in whichever way you want. So think through how that might be. Make sure you order your equipment or your services through the ordering portal. There is a pre-show discounted rate if you do that before, Deb, that date? I think it's early April, maybe at the 1st of April, but we'll double check on that. But you can get a discount for ordering those items early, and certainly less than it would be if you did it on site. And then certainly consider signing up for storage space. We inevitably get artists that come to the show and maybe haven't arranged their space, or they want to have more space for display and less for kind of additional inventory. So to create a non-cluttered space, we really encourage you all to get a storage space that is so accessible. It's right on the show floor, easy for accessing inventory and replenishing your booth. And then we say it multiple times. We've said it today throughout this presentation, but make sure that you're reading your artist newsletters. What we do is we take things out of Exhibitor Central, and we highlight things that accordingly are important for you to really focus in on. So there's also additional things in those newsletters that may not be on Exhibitor Central that we get throughout the cycle of the show season. And that takes us to any questions that you might have. I know the team has been responding to our chat, but feel free to continue to do that. And we can unmute here as well. If anyone wants to ask something to the group or that the group might benefit from, feel free.
Can anyone suggest insurance that they are using that will conform to what's needed by the contract? Insurance agencies, that is.
So I think you're able to unmute if you do have a question that you want to ask the group.
Can anyone suggest what insurance vendor they are using for their booth insurance?
Okay. Yep. I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble hearing questions, but it sounds like someone's asking about insurance. So all the information about, we're going to actually add a link to exhibitor services about insurance, but artists are, encouraged. Really, you do need to have insurance to participate in the show, and that the details of what is needed to talk to your insurance agents about is on your contract, but we'll add that to the website as well. And there is a company called Act Insurance that I know handles specifically art shows. So feel free to take a look at their website, and we'll include that on our website as well.
Hi, I have a question. It's probably the silliest one of all, but can I just take like an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and then put all my information on it and take that to the tables and chairs or whatever else I'm going to bring and load it?
You know what? Do you mind repeating that one more time?
Sure.
I wasn't able to hear that.
I'm just thinking, the bins and whatever, or any item that I'm bringing to be unloaded. How big should the labels be? I'm guessing just, envelope size or little labels, or what's the preference?
Just enough to identify the piece. The key to the labeling is, I think if it is a 8.5 by 11 regular piece of paper or half of that, our team knows to look for those labels throughout. So it doesn't have to be super big, but it's just to make sure that something doesn't get misplaced or put in another booth, because there are so many artists here. And there's also other floors of the building that receives product through the dock. So I would say, a half sheet would be sufficient on any item that you're bringing in. But yes, I would encourage you, even on the things that aren't boxed up, even if it is a table, to do some sort of label or identifier, luggage tag, something that would show where it should be.
one other question. I'm sorry, one other question. Where would the map be for the loading dock?
Yep, that map or that directions to the dock, it's on Exhibitor Central under directions, but it will also be in a pre-show email that we'll send a little over a week out of the show. We'll send a last-minute pre-show and we'll attach those directions to that email as well. But yes, the directions to the loading dock are on Exhibitor Central under directions and parking.
Perfect, thank you.
Hi, sorry, I have a question about the emerging artists. So if you're an emerging artist in the spring show, and my understanding is you get invited back for the following spring show, but not for the holiday show. When you apply for the holiday show, do you then apply again as an emerging artist, or do you just apply as a non-emerging artist?
Yep, I understand. So our emerging artist program allows you to do one show. So one event, either holiday or spring. And then the next show, you would have to reapply for a regular standard booth. Once you're in as a standard booth, then you get the benefits of re-signing and not having to apply again.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, these are great questions. Please feel free. It looks like the team has been answering most of the questions on chat.
I have a
And again,
question.
we
Can I
can
ask?
always, oh, we've got one
I'm
more.
sorry. So for the emerging artists, that when I apply it, it's mentioned that you have if you are a new within a 3 years old, you can apply for the emerging, and you just mentioned that it is only for the one time. So it's not part of the, like, you are still under 3 years old.
So the qualifications, the criteria for the emerging artist section to be invited or to apply really is to make sure that you have been in business for less than 3 years. And that would allow you to qualify to be reviewed and go through the selection committee, go through the selection process and be invited if you are 3 years in business, 3 years or less. So then if you are invited and you participate in one of our shows, the next show that you're interested in participating in, you would have to participate as a regular size standard booth and a non-emerging artist section. I hope that helps clarify.
Thank you so much.
It looks like most of the questions have been answered. But again, I know things are going to come up between now and the show, and that's what we're here for. You now have all of our contact information. You have we'll put a copy of this presentation on our Exhibitor Central. And we will be sending more information over the next couple of weeks. Like I said, we'll have 2 more newsletters and then a pre-show checklist that I would keep an eye out in your inbox for. I know this is a lot of information, but again, please feel free once you've taken a look at it and absorb some things to shoot any of us an email, and we can answer those questions and make sure that you are prepared for the show. We're so looking forward. We have a great show planned, and we have seen a boost in ticket sales over the last couple of weeks. So we know it's going to be a great show, and we're thrilled to have you part of it. We look forward to seeing you in 6 weeks, and take care. Talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sorry, are we getting this presentation by any chance? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
We are?
Yes.
Okay, great. Awesome.
Yeah, the deck will be on Exhibitor Central, and then the video recording will be on YouTube.
Okay, I have one more question. If we did everything that we're supposed to do, can we update like the artist profile? Is it still okay to go in and update something?
Yeah, if you need to make any other updates, you can go in at any time and update your artist profile. That's not a problem.
Awesome, thank you.
No problem. Okay, thank you everybody for coming. Talk soon.
Thank you.